So the Kitakami Prologue is happening soon, like in the next 24 hours, depending on where you are in the world. It will be happening slightly more soon or slightly less soon. And I wanted to get a video out very quickly. I've been on the sweaty depths of a Pokemon Showdown. Very sweaty, I should know, because most of it was coming from me. And I've been trying to figure out what team I wanted to use, because you know I want to play in the tournament. It's fun, a nice change of pace from the regular VGC rules. And I want to share my team with you guys if you're struggling to pick a team. Here's one. So what we're going to do is, very quickly, you can see the team on the screen. Yeah, it's not Mousehold Annihilate. No, don't worry, it's not Mousehold Annihilate. If you want to use Mousehold Annihilate, you can. But this is not a Mousehold Annihilate team. I'm going to show you, first of all, threats that you're going to want to be looking out for. And then I'm going to show you my team, a couple of battle videos, and just some variations that you can use as well, should you want to use the team. There's one element of it that I think is incredibly strong, so look forward to that. I want to keep this video fairly short, so because it's late as balls here. So do consider liking and subscribing, or at least liking the video. That alone helps. So yeah, if you want to see more of this in the future, and I can stay up way past my bedtime in future as well. Okay, so threats. So Mousehold Annihilate is going to be everywhere. It was all over the Showdown ladder. It's not anymore because the Showdown ladder evolves so quickly. It's a separate meta. Evolve's probably the wrong word. Devolve is probably the better word. It's an absolute mess at the moment. But I expect this to be everywhere on the Battle Spot ladder. You know what it does. This duo looks something like this. Except for when it doesn't, because sometimes Annihilate has a choice Scarf or Final Gambit. But expect to see a ton of this duo being led, because you know how it is. We Pokemon players, we only use our brains maybe 25% of the time, and so when we have Mousehold Annihilate, we just go, oh yeah, I'll choose those two as my lead. So expect to be facing these two a lot. And spoiler alert, it's actually, you know, it's such a good duo that there is no easy way to get around this. Trust me, I looked for a couple of minutes, couldn't find anything. So be prepared. I took this into account, of course, when I was building my team. Next, we've got the two Prankster Pokemon, Volbeat and Illumise. So they both get Tailwind, which is the primary reason that they're used. They also both get Encore, so you can't really protect in front of them. You've got to be careful using Fake Out in front of them as well. And just any kind of status moves or moves you just don't want to get locked into. Be very aware of that. They always carry Encore. Always Tailwind, always Encore. On rare occasions, maybe they don't carry Encore, but I'm pretty sure like 99.9% of the time they do. Other small differences between them. Volbeat gets Taunt and Tail Glow. Tail Glow gives it a +3 boost to special attack. And if they're running Tail Glow, they're probably running Baton Pass as well. So maybe they don't have Encore. Those are the ones that don't carry Encore sometimes. And Illumise has Charm and Fake Tears. So keep in mind the differences between those two. Tailwind, Encore, always keep those in the forefront of your mind. Then, Kommo. With redirection, of course, usually Clefairy, but not always. Sometimes they're on the Mousehold teams as well. And they always look something like this. Throat Spray, Clangorous Soul, and then they've got the Steel Terror as well, because it's just a great Terror typing for Kommo. Keep that in mind when you go up against it. Soundproof if you use your own Kommo. Clanging Scales is a sound move. So you end up in this weird situation where you're not doing any damage and you have to go to your secondary move, which is often Drain Punch. So there we go. We'll be figuring out ways to deal with that. And then, of course, Ogerpon, going to be everywhere. Honestly, I don't think Ogerpon's too much of an issue, particularly for my team. Ogerpon's, of course, always good if it gets if it has the speed advantage. But the team I've built, generally, it's okay. I'd say it's as good as it could be against Ogerpons. They're not all going to be the Hearth Flame Mask, I guess. You're going to see probably one or two of the others as well. I've seen all of them on the ladder. So those are the big things that we taken into account with this team. So let's have a quick look at the team. As you can see, I've gone through one or two iterations of it, and I'm going to show you the one that I'll be using. It looks like this. So variations of this team very quickly. There are basically 3 Pokemon that stay on the team, and then you can choose to switch out the others, and I'll quickly run through what the others are anyway. So the ones that stay. Always Noivern. So Noivern's great because we've got this Air Cutter move with Razor Claw, and it's faster than Ogerpon. So they have to Terastallize basically to get rid of their flying weakness, and Air Cutter is just a really good spread move, especially with the Razor Claw. It has a high crit rate, It's not the strongest of moves, but once the crits start coming out, you're looking at literally a 50-50 on every time it connects. It's 95% accurate. It's pretty good. And of course, we've got the Tailwind as well. We've got Telepathy because we've got other things on the team. I was originally using Draco Meteor. You could do that too, although I went for Heatwave because the team did kind of struggle with Steel types. So Heatwave's on there, but the jury's out on Heatwave. But Noivern, I think, is very good. Then we've got Munkidori. So I often lead these two for the Mouse Hold Annihilate combo. We'll have a look at that pretty soon in the replays. So this Munkidori is Focus Sash, only one attacking move in Sludge Wave, Fake Out and Protect, Nasty Plot, and the Poison Terror. Frisk, really nice because of course we can see what the opponent's items are. So yeah, you can just do stuff with these two. Of course, if you get boosted up, you can Sludge Wave next to Noivern because of the Telepathy. You don't have to worry. Just good, strong spread damage. But again, Munkidori not doing a whole lot against Steel types, so just keep that in mind. So, into the next slot. So, the next two slots are Pokemon that can be switched out, but I like to put something in to deal with Fire types and Steel types, particularly because Annihilate very often terrestrializes into the Fire type, so having a way to hit it for super effective damage is going to be pretty important. So, I've gone with Garchomp, and I don't use it too often, but it's there for key matchups, and you can see it's actually really defensive. It's so we don't have to terrestrialize it, and it can still survive a population bomb from Mouse Hold. Should things get a bit crazy, and it's a Garchomp, it's strong anyway, so it's not a main source of damage. It's there for the residual damage, and it's good into the popular Intimidate Pokemon. Gyarados, Arcanine, got the Clear Amulet as well. Next up, Staraptor. So Staraptor, Choice Scarf, Reckless, not Intimidate, with Final Gambit. So potentially a chunk of damage if we want. Most often I just Final Gambit. If I want to get Tailwind up, or if I want to get Nasty Plot off with Munkidori, I'll Final Gambit. If I want to get Trick Room up, this is a great lead that I like to use very often. Staraptor plus Trick Room Setter. Onto the Trick Room mode. Okay, we're actually going to jump down to the Trick Room Setter. This is a weird looking Pokemon if you look at it. Not the design, I mean what we've got going on here. Because, first of all, you look at the set. Protect, Trick Room, Imprison, Brick Break. So if you're new to the channel, you're like, what's this guy smoking? If you're not new to the channel, you've known that I've done stuff like this before. So, the item is Mental Herb. Why am I not running Eviolite on my Dusclops? Because we are playing on the Battle Spot ladder. And the way most people are going to deal with Trick Room on the Battle Spot ladder is by taunting. And everyone expects Dusclops to have Eviolite. I did do calcs beforehand, before settling on the Mental Herb. And it has good stats, 40 HP, 130 in the defenses, so it can take hits. With this stat spread, with a very simple stat distribution, you'd be surprised to hear that even on the special defense side of things, it can take a Shadow Ball from, I think, Modest 252 Sinistra, which is very strong. So we're gonna be catching people off guard with this Dusclops. Now, why does it have this set? What am I talking about when I said, you know, if you're not new to the channel, you know what's going on here. Because we're activating our own weakness policy on Blood Moon Ursaluna. I love this set. This is so incredibly strong. Trick Room Setter into weakness policy Ursaluna. So incredibly strong. Of course, we've got the normal Terra types, sorry. And this is our move set. We've gone for full stab moves, no Vacuum Wave here. And under Trick Room, it's just disgusting. It really is. Get Trick Room up. Brick Break. If they have Grimmsnarl and they set up screens, we Brick Break those as well. We get rid of those. And we also have Imprison to block protects. So at this Trick Room mode, when it gets rolling, it gets rolling. Very, very strong. And let's have a look at a couple of videos, a couple of replays, or you can see the kind of things I lead and the kind of things that we do with the team. Okay, so we're going to watch these on fast mode, and I don't actually have any games with the updated team versus Mouse Hold Annihilate because it's just disappeared from the ladder pretty much on Showdown in the last 24 to 48 hours. It's going to be everywhere on Battle Spot, as I've already said. So I've got an older iteration of the team here. You will lose to Mouse Hold Annihilate sometimes, of course, because it is just that good, but you can kind of see what I do with my lead, Noivern and Munkidori. So let's have a quick look at what we do here. So straight away, always pay attention to your Frisk. You want to know what items they've got. We've got two Pokemon with Frisk, Munkidori and the Dusclops. So, Many things we can do. We can fake out the mouse hold. We can go straight for the air cutter. Some players get greedy and they will try to population bomb the Annihilate, or they'll go for a bulk up on the Annihilate. They'll go for like a protect bulk up play. And that's why it can be difficult to play against. You've got to make sure you make the right call. This Monkey Dory has a life orb, but it now has focus sash, so you can be a bit safer. Oh, sorry, you can be a bit riskier. If you want to go for a nasty plot, for example. But let's see what I do. So they terrestrialize. I go for the fake out. They don't protect. And I go for the Tailwind. So there's no way to just steamroll this lead. You can't. What you've got to do is just do as much damage as you can and just weaken the Annihilate as best as you can and just get the mouse hold out of there, basically, right? Because then the Annihilate's the one doing the damage. To the point where you can get your Pokemon out from the back and they can clean up. On this team, we've got a Salazzle and a Snorlax in the back, and it allows us to get the win because like we're forcing them to play really defensively with the Sinistcha and the switch in and out. But if it was Staraptor, if I had Staraptor this game, or Staraptor and Garchomp in the back, which is what I'd probably bring, then it would just be in an incredible spot. We'd just steamroll this team, no problem. But we do end up getting the win, but that's basically it. Lead what we led there, put down some damage, you don't have to go for a Tailwind, you can just put down some damage. Remember, the bulkier mouse holds are going to be slower than Monkey Dory anyway. The damaging ones are going to be faster. So pay attention to your items because it might actually help you out in guessing what they have. So the fact is safety goggles, it's probably going to be slower than Monkey Dory, but I went for the Tailwind anyway. If it's the wide lens, probably going to be faster. So just keep that in mind. Deal damage, use your Pokemon in the back to clean up. I did win, I promise. There. Okay, on to the next one. So let's talk about the Trick Room mode. These replays are going to be a lot shorter now. So two more games for us to see. So we went Trick Room mode here. Let's have a look. Oh, I'm over here, by the way. I didn't suddenly go crazy with the Grimmsnarl, Lycanroc. So straight away, Final Gambit. I can go to either of these Pokemon. I love seeing Grimmsnarl. Again, always pay attention to your Frisk at the beginning. So Lycanroc gone. Didn't have a focus sash, so that's no problem. And we get a Trick Room up, and they've got their Grimmsnarl. They want to be setting up screens and whatnot. So let's see what we do. We've terrestrialized with Ursaluna. Oh no, never mind. Let's do that again. Okay, so we terrestrialize with Ursaluna. Side Brick Break. So they've got Light Screen up, but Blood Moon just gets rid of the Annihilate, no problem. Be aware of fake outs, which is what we're doing here. We're being very careful. Thunder Wave can be very annoying as well. Brick Break, get rid of the screens. Waste of time for the Grimmsnarl. And look at that. It is a rampage. That's the only way to put it. It's an absolute rampage when this gets going. And it's pretty easy to get going as well. And one more replay. I actually lose this game. But you can see how close I was to winning this game. And just how strong the... I think this really shows how strong the Dusclops and Ursaluna are. Because this is a really difficult matchup. Politoed plus Basculegion. My opponent played it really well. But let's have a look. So, I actually led Noivern and Monkey Dory. Basculegion, Politoed. I thought, oh, I can get a Tailwind up easy. Turns out, that'll get rid of Noivern. Resisted, but that'll get rid of it. So, now we have to be clever with what we're doing. So I went for the Hail Mary nasty plot. Surprised I didn't go for the attack with the Basculegion, but they probably thought we had EVO Light, so that was why they didn't. So, surprisingly, Monkey Dory sticks around. We get really good damage off thanks to the nasty plot. And Imprison. So now they can't protect, and we're going to lose Monkey Dory, and we're going to get Ursaluna in, and we're going to put some damage down on the board. So we go for the... terrestrialization. We're going to Brick Break. We're going to pick up a double KO here. Assuming it's not a speed tie. Which is, I don't think it is, or at least we do win the speed tie. Spoiler alert. And then the final turn of Trick Room, when they bring in Politoed and Basculegion, which both have... Politoed's heavily damaged, Basculegion sitting at about 2/3, and they can't protect because we've imprisoned them. Let's see what happens though. It was the Rage Powder, so unfortunately our Brick Break gets pulled away. And but had it not been pulled away, that would have been it. That would have been job done. Got a nice GG from my opponent, but I rage quit and flipped the table before that point. No, I didn't see. They played really well. But you can see that we went from a terrible start there to just how strong this duo can be. So, that's the team. That's the version I'll be using. It's pretty much tailored to me, so it may not be so easy for you to use if you do decide to use it. So let's quickly talk about variations that we can use on this team. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the Trick Room mode. So you actually have another option if you don't want to go with Dusclops, because it doesn't have any offensive pressure outside of Brick Break, which is pretty good for hitting King Gambit, to be fair. You do about 40%, which is not too bad, not too shabby. So this is your other option. You have Hatterene, you have Protect, Trick Room, Brutal Swing. It's the only Pokemon that gets Trick Room and Brutal Swing. Can't be taunted, of course, so you're allowed to have that Focus Sash as well. And outputs really good damage, so it has real threat. I don't have Imprison on the set. You could do it, but I just don't have it on the set. But what do you have to do with Ursaluna? Well, you need to go Ghost Terror, because of course you need the Brutal Swing. So why is Hatterene? What does Hatterene have over Dusclops? So Hatterene has offensive pressure. It can't be one shot. Dusclops probably won't get one shot, but Hatterene definitely can't be one shot. And it can break Focus Sashes as well. On the same turn, it activates a Weakness Policy. What are the downsides to using this pairing? The downsides are, of course, that it's not quite as strong as if you have normal Terror on top of Weakness Policy. It's still incredibly strong, though. You also can't break screens, so screens can be an issue, and Grimmsnarl's fairly popular. But really strong duo as well. This was the original version I actually used before Dusclops. So if you want to switch things up there, you can. Now let's talk about the which slot? The Garchomp and what's the other Pokemon? Garchomp and Staraptor. That's what I have now. Garchomp, Staraptor. Maybe Munkidori as well. You can add into here. So these are all Pokemon that I've used on the team to good effect. Salazzle, because it has that Heat Wave, also has the Fake Out. You can have it with Munkidori as well. You can Fake Out and get a nasty plot off that way. It's pretty good. It's pretty situational, but it is good. So you can have Salazzle if you fancy running Salazzle. Then we got Politoed, Choice Scarf Politoed. This was really good in practice as well, because again, as I mentioned earlier, Annihilate often likes to go Terra Fire, and you can lead this next to Noivern. This is actually a really great lead for Annihilate Mousehold. You can lead these Noivern, Politoed. You can Terra, you can go straight for the Surf and the Air Cutter, and they're either going to take super effective damage from the Air Cutter, and you actually crit them as well, and you'll do a good like 40 to 50% on their Annihilate, and then the Surf. I haven't checked the calcs, but it should bring them down, if not almost certainly get them down into the red. And again, I haven't checked the calcs on Mousehold as well, but again, the pairing there is going to do a ton of damage. So Politoed is actually really, really nice, because it does cover for those fire types as well. Also outspeeds Ogerpon, so Fire Ogerpon, no problem. Is a little bit weather reliant though. You can also run Basculegion with or without Politoed. This is adaptability, kind of the same thing. You've got normal Terror, because they're always going to, again, Annihilate Mousehold. They're always going to Rage Fist into this slot. But then you just pop the normal Terastallization, and you've got adaptability Surf with Life Orb next to Noivern with the Air Cutter as well. Honestly, Noivern plus one of these two Pokemon is probably the best answer to Annihilate Mousehold, honestly. So yeah, you can go for either of those. You can put them both on the same team. Why not? Gardevoir was incredibly good as well. I used Choice Specs, not for Mousehold Annihilate, but just in general. I really liked it. No one expects the Aura Sphere, so you can put this in front of King Gambit and wave bye-bye. Put it in front of Komodo. They'll often Terastallize into the Steel type, so you kind of have to play a bit of a guessing game, but you can just straight Aura Sphere them as well if they do. Arcanine, of course, perennially great Pokemon. Perennially? What does perennially mean again? Does that mean ordinary, or does that mean normally? I can't remember. Maybe that's the wrong word. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong word here. It's late. Choice Band Arcanine I used. Of course, you can use any kind of Arcanine, but I really like Choice Band Arcanine because you got the extreme speed with normal Terror to pick off Pokemon that are pretty easy to 2-tap. So again, Mousehold Annihilate, if you weaken them and then bring an Arcanine onto the Annihilate and it's Terastallized, you can just finish it off with the extreme speed. Mousehold going down as well. Arcanine just really good in general, of course. And I had Snorlax as an alternate Trick Room mode. And with Thick Fat, it does pretty well into Ogerpon and quite nice into Ursaluna. Ursaluna's a big threat as well that's pretty popular. And yeah, it's pretty tough to go up against. And Snorlax does a big chunk of damage thanks to Double Edge. Strong Pokemon. So, that's a breakdown of the team I'm going to use. Hopefully this video is not too long. I feel like it's longer than I wanted it to be. I will put the team in the description. I will put all of these optional extra sets in the description. And of course, you can use anything that you want as well. If you do want to use my team, you want to change and stick in, I don't know. What else? Ribombi. Put Ribombi on your team if you want. At the end of the day, have fun. This tournament doesn't mean anything. It's going to be crazy. You're going to lose, so be prepared. That's not me being pessimistic. It's the best. It's honestly the best mentality for this kind of thing. It's going to be crazy. It's best of one. Closed team sheets as well. You're going to lose, but you're also going to win, and you might just absolutely steamroll with Ursaluna under Trick Room as well. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know if you do use the team. Let me know if you don't use the team, and tell me what you use so that I can say, oh, that's genius. Why did I not think of that? Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll catch you in the next episode. You take care.